fait, tu sais, le truc de...
On va le remettre dans l'axe et on va sortir le nez.
Allez, on y va. Ici, s'il vous plaît, ici.
On va juste le prendre à la...
Deux, un, à vous de jouer.
C'est pas ça.
Et voilà. Le voile se lève tout doucement, ou plutôt la voile aux couleurs d'un ciel d'Orient se replie dans le ciel de l'Orient, malgré ce petit vent, cette petite brise, découvrir les fameuses nouvelles couleurs du bateau. Les formes également de ce bateau, si vous regardez bien. Bien sûr, vous retrouvez toutes les caractéristiques du 60 pieds, c'est 18 mètres 28, pour porter pas loin de 450 mètres carrés de toile au portant, et qui emmènera très loin ce nouveau projet. Merci donc à vous, messieurs, merci à Jean-Pierre Clement, merci Morgan. Vous pouvez nous rejoindre. On est aussi regardant sur ces foils et curieux que oui, il va tenter de le découvrir. Concernant les appendices des fameux classes America. Voilà, est-ce que tu peux... Voilà, on les voit et on va les cacher immédiatement. C'est ça, la manip. Morgan, en deux mots, voilà, le geste, regardez, admirez. C'est la première fois qu'on voit, en tous les cas sur le bassin de l'Orient. Comment ça va fonctionner en deux mots? Parce qu'on y reviendra sur la construction, on va en reparler tout à l'heure, mais rapidement. Mesdames et messieurs, sur l'angle de l'ancre, Catherine, mon ami, vient de baptiser ce nouveau bateau SAFRAN. Applaudissements mérités.
What we're expecting is a little less breeze than yesterday and maybe some rain squalls. That will be quite interesting. So we have to be very careful, watching everything, what's going to happen on the course.
Yesterday was a perfect combination of a Caribbean style. Today we see if this front is going to become strong wind, and it's okay for us, or light, and we're going to soften. We need power.
If you're starting early, if you're sailing one of the smaller boats, you know that the bigger boats behind are going to catch you up, so you have to make every second count. The smaller yachts that started first are on the way across the bay to Ginger Island, but the bigger boats, they're closing the gap quickly. It's about to get a lot more exciting. Look at her go. Seahawk is powering along and has a great healthy lead. One more leg to go to the finish. Could well be a very happy boat. Well, Class A belonged to P2. What a battle they have had today. In second place, Inui just crossing the line. And behind them, Freya. What a race they have had. But the day must belong to Seahawk, who dominated Class B, really stretched her legs. They'll be celebrating tonight.
It was our day today. The weather was good to us and the course was as well. And this is a big boat, 60 meters of waterline, and we're just, when she gets going, we were doing 15.5 today at one point. Seahawk team is happy today.
I would say that this was the most exciting win of any win that we ever had. It was gratifying, it was unexpected, it was so dramatic. The crew is delighted, I'm delighted, everybody's delighted. This was the most exciting win ever.
After rounding Cape Horn in the middle of a storm, Renault Captur has not yet found complete relief. The low-pressure system that Jörg Reichers and Sebastian Artigan are sailing under has not let them sleep calmly as they passed by the Argentine Staten Island with wind gusting up to 55 knots. Fortunately, today they were leaving behind the Falkland Islands under more favorable conditions, with 25 to 30 knots southerly southeasterly winds. Tonight, 6 of the 7 yachts still in the regatta will have reached the Atlantic.
Survived it. Just as I came home, we thought, okay, it's going to be easy and no stress. We have eaten some cookies we bought in New Zealand to celebrate Cape Horn. And just afterwards, 1 hour after Cape Horn, came the first gust to 17 knots of wind. So boat was lying flat with the surf leaf in the main and the J3. So and from there on, it went a bit scary. So we arrived to their way, rolled the G3. And continues the triple reef mainsail alone, and still flat being surfs of 24, 25 knots. The sea was really wide and really steep, and no, it was in the end it was pretty scary. For our first rounding of Cape Horn, it was a big one. voilà, on a pas envie que ça se passe quoi. Mais bon, c'est des conditions un peu stressantes. Moi j'ai depuis 25 ans que je cours, je crois que j'ai pas navigué dans des conditions aussi difficiles quoi. On cherche pas à se mettre dans des situations comme ça en général, hein. Là c'est un point de passage obligé. Hier soir on fait un bon repas pour fêter ça, pour se détendre un peu. Je crois que les nerfs se sont relâchés, on était super fatigués hier soir.
The leader, Chemine Pujola, continues to step on the gas. And with this morning's 15-knot northeasterly trade winds, they should reach the Cape Verde longitude on the 13th of March. Behind them, Neutrogena and Gai's Centros Auditivos will speed up once they catch the northeasterly wind system.
Neutrogena and Gai's, they are better speed too. The trade wind from east is more consistent, so Neutrogena a little advantage with the latitude north, so better trade wind for this boat. One planet, one ocean, and we are water. They are still very close together, and they have the same course, 25-30 knots from northwest, and while it will pass very close to the exclusive zone, Spirit of Hungary, it's still under the influence of this big low pressure in the south, so southwest wind very, very rough, 35-40 knots of wind, so a good course close to the Antarctic exclusive zone to join Cape Horn.
Monitoring of the last boat in the Pacific is well justified, as Nandor Fa and Conrad Coleman advance along the exclusion zone of the Antarctic Ocean. Here the water temperature has descended, although the satellites have not detected the presence of ice.
Estamos aquí en las instalaciones de King Marine viendo el nacimiento de nuestro nuevo bebé, con el cual vamos a luchar la temporada 2015, lógicamente una temporada que promete ser muy interesante. 9 barcos nuevos, con 3 o 4 bien actualizados del año pasado, hacen que la temporada sea una de las más bonitas de los últimos 5 o 6 años y muy competitivas. Estamos acá viendo todos los detalles para asegurarnos de tener una buena herramienta que nos permita alcanzar nuestro objetivo, que siempre es ganar y representar bien al armador y al club y a Azzurra. Así que bien preparándonos y bien mentalizados y bien motivados para la temporada que viene por delante.
So the reason we have delayed the start of the leg 5 in the Volvo Ocean Race is because we have a severe weather situation.
This is an absolute catastrophe. We need all the help we can get.
3 News with Carolyn Robinson and Simon Shepherd.
Here, good evening. Aid workers have been describing the moment Vanuatu was hit by one of the worst cyclones ever seen in the Pacific region.
Cyclone Pam's expected to reach Category 5 within 24 hours.
Now, it looks like the region will bear the brunt of Pam, a Category 4 tropical cyclone which is strengthening and heading our way.
This is some of the strongest weather scenarios we have seen ever in this race, and in New Zealand it's one of the strongest cyclones in 30 years.
It's the biggest and most powerful storm on the planet right now, and the Pacific is braced as it intensifies and bears down on Vanuatu.
Well, as we reported earlier, the Volvo Ocean Race organisers have postponed the restart because of Cyclone Pam.
From something like this, it would be, unbelievably windy as well, I would say, and huge sea state. It's just going to be very hard to do anything.
Good evening. We're all watching Tropical Cyclone Pam, a severe Category 5 storm.
That is when late Sunday into Monday we see this beast rotate in.
Cyclone Pam is now as big as the rating scale goes.
When we make decisions like this, we are always looking at the safety of the crew. Although the Volvo Ocean Race is a challenging and extreme adventure where they will meet storms around the world, we always want to make sure they have options and choices so they can choose a more conservative option if they want.
Organisers of the Volvo Ocean Race have pushed back the departure by another day until at least Tuesday, and racers back the move.
It's been a wise decision. You wouldn't send somebody somewhere and going 100 knots because it would be just crazy. It's a survival race, then it's not a race anymore.
I guess there's 2 issues, wind speed and sea state, and we need to look into those as it develops in the next few days.
The Volvo Ocean Race, it's still going to be a race. Once you start sailing in over 50 knots, it turns into a survival race. So it's good to see the teams and the organisation to make this decision and keep most people safe.
Well, the situation I think is pretty different to what we've ever had before, I think, in the history of this race. With a cyclone or whatever you want to call it, a hurricane in the race course at departure time, you cannot send boats into it.
Cruise ships are staying put too. The Sun Princess will stay an extra night in Auckland, and even NASA's not going to risk it. Sunday's scheduled balloon launch in Wanaka has been postponed.
It's important to know that a weather scenario like this does not happen every day. In my 20 years in this race, I have never ever seen a scenario like this at the start of a leg in the Volvo Ocean Race. So this is a very, very extreme situation, and I'm really pleased that all the skippers were fully aligned with us and wanted to achieve the same and were comfortable with the decision we made, because this is a matter we need to take seriously, because we do care a lot about safety in the Volvo Ocean Race.